Alrighty, test, test, test. Okay, it shows my audio. My audio is louder than the music. And thank you for joining me tonight. I'm still recovering because when I went to feed the cat ran in front of my leg and got the wind knocked out of her because she decided that she could phase through my leg. Well, cat's okay, just stunned. I think I'm more stunned than the cat. Oh. Alrighty. So our priority today is to finish the atmospheric landing. We're going to have to rig up the wiring and control the doors. And also we're going to need a runway because I did a quick test today, and if you do not put that runway, the freighter can actually crash into your hangar door. Alright, so we're fed and watered. Now we got our suit on. Let's go get the wires started because we need quite a bit of wires for this project and some of the other projects that I want to do. So let's get the stacker. Oh, let's clean these guys up first. Let's get the stacker on the electronics printer and start printing out cable. Pull out the drill. Pull out the wrench. Shut off the power to that guy. Who's got the copper? You got the copper. Oh shoot. Alright. Let's add that to the stack I already have. And let's go look at things. Okay. We have got oxide left to go. Let's feed the beast. Alright. My tanks are good for now. Let's go up and look because there's already one thing I know I need to address. I need to move my solar panel because one of my original solar panels is now being blocked by the hangar. So we got to move that boy. Because this guy right here isn't doing us much good with most of the day. Wrench, I believe. Hand drill. Wire cutter. Because we're going to take this guy to be the brain he sits off. Alright, let's go set this guy up. rotate it to 27. And now let's grab our cabling. I gotta put the glass back in it. Doesn't do me no good without the glass. Well, I'm thinking about it because I still don't quite understand what happened last week when it tried to say that I was playing copyrighted music, because I certainly was not. Alright, let's see. Maybe Spotify jump playlist? That wasn't supposed to jump playlist, but it looks like it did. I'll have to keep an eye on that in the future, because I have 2 playlists that are copyrighted free. I'm guessing last week it decided to jump at one point. I even jumped today, because the one that's playing now, is the one I selected, and that was not what was playing. Alright, let's see how many wires we got going. I do find stationeers with music to be a little bit better because you do spend most of your time in silence, especially in a base like this, which is currently at vacuum. I do want to try to change that. Should be plenty of cable. Let's go and wire. Oh, why I'm thinking about it. I need some IOs. I need 3 of those. One. 2. Alright. That should be enough to wire up the thing. So we have a switch that's going to be a lever, so that will be the open and close lever. We have 1 to be the logic reader that will read the switch. And then we're going to need 2 batch writers, because we're going to need a batch writer for the medium doors and a batch for the large door. So. Actually, oh, come on. I'm going to want it like that on that one. Alright, this is where we're going to feed it to power. Alright. Now let's feed it all the way to the back. And wow, I might want to turn down that music. Give me a second. Hopefully that's not too quiet. Alright, that seems more reasonable according to the readouts that I'm getting from OBS, but OBS has been lying to me lately. That's why I'm dropping the stationeers for now, is it kept telling me it was broadcasting and it had stopped, and it made it very hard to know when I had lost connection. So until I can sort that out, because it might just be a Wednesday thing, I'm gonna not stream on Wednesdays. Okay. So around the... I'm definitely gonna need to move the life pod. Alright, let's put that away. Let's pull out this because we are going to need to drill out. Go. We're at the power cable levels. And we have a lot more oxide that we can now put into the thing, so when we do go to pressurize the base, we have something. Now the tedious part of wiring it all up. I was contemplating the idea of just wiring this all off camera, but I've been doing everything on camera and I figured why break that trend now. I have a few friends that say this game is interesting, but they'd be overwhelmed, and sometimes I think there's value in showing every step, just to show people what the game can be like. Some people find this stuff relaxing to watch it every step through. Others would say that probably mind-numbing, and each is right. It's up to what you enjoy. If you enjoy watching each and every step, good for you. If you don't, that's also good for you. I don't edit it because, well, I don't have time to edit. Interesting. Apparently, you can go on the side of medium or large, but you can't go on the side of mediums. I don't know if that's intended or a bug. So we'll just go around it. My luck, it just happens to be the way I rotated this guy. Actually, that's a fair, interesting question. Data on the... Well, it is opposite, but I'm gonna not pull everything apart to test that theory. Alright, it may just be I just have to rotate that one around. Hard to believe I went through all that cabling already. But again, this is kind of why I'm thinking there's some value in me doing each step is that's a lot of cabling. I didn't think I was going to use that much, but yet I did. Alright. And now we have to wire it all up. Well, set it all up. And we have several of these things on here, so first, hanger. Hanger. Alright, and then we come into here. Lever, hanger. Logic reader, heifer. And we want medium hanger, and we want this on open. And this one we want for the large. Open. Turn you on, turn you on, turn you on. And if I did this right, yay, I did it right. So now we have to do a landing strip out this direction. Because if we don't, they'll clip right there and take out the hangar door. Because when I did the test, they come landing in and boom, knock into that and take it out. Very annoying, but it is what it is, and there's a solution for it. So we're going to go do that solution. Put that guy there. One of the tasks I want to do is seal up the top, because then by sealing the top, we actually seal up everything down below. And we might be able to pressurize the base. Come into here, turn you on. Runway. And we can make quite a bit with that. So steel frames. Let's make some of those. Alright. Close you, shut you off. So I want to make about 15 of these runways. Wow, it really throws those frames. And they're being made about the same speed? Yeah? Okay, the frames are going faster. So 6. 7 frames. 7. Oh, close. So again, the idea is we're going to make a nice 15 long runway. And that will give the path that they come. So they'll be on the ground long before they hit the hangar. And that way they don't hit the hangar doors. Last frame, not the last one of these. Alright. Alright, kill the power. Just conserve it, even though we seem to be producing more than enough. worst case scenario, if we need more powers, we put up some gas gens and start using the coal that we're collecting from the deep mine. Because I suspect we are getting a lot more coal from the deep miners than we're ever going to use. Clear the runway. It isn't strictly needed to the best of my understanding because the runway would be sitting high enough that the planes wouldn't hit anything, but I'd rather not. In fact, I'm probably going to come down and knock that down once I'm done. Alright, now let's grab some frames and the arc welder. And let's get this thing welded. Here's the threshold piece, which goes at the very, very end. And then we do the taxi strip. Here, grab steel sheets, and finish the job. Alrighty. Let's go try to call in a ship and see if we did this right. Turn you on, turn on the big boy. And yeah, large satellite dish. Interrogate, contacted. Let's land you because you were the one who caused me trouble before. Alright. So far the runway is working nicely. Hello. Alright. Thank you for being our tester. Let's see if you can pass the last test. Can you leave without breaking anything? And looks like he's following the runway like he's supposed to. Yay! Okay. Void vending. Void vein vendor. Let's see what he's got. He's a bigger ship, so we can see if it works on the bigger ship. And then we can see how bad this guy is. Alright, here comes the bigger ship. Not the biggest ship, but a bigger ship. I did try to do a stream starting soon thing for this stream, but I clearly need to do more research because it was not working. I am looking forward to the end of April where I can stop working 2 jobs. Alright, let's see what you got. And let's see what you want. Alright, depart. Okay. So it looks like our trading thing is working appropriately. It is not an atmospheric one, but... Alright, 92. And we are going to turn it up. Oh, I can actually see it moving. Looks like it done moving. Yep. And I can't tell whether that's faster or slower. We got 23 minutes to figure it all out, so this is probably a good test run. The other thing I can look at this point is configuration chip. Signal strength 37. Let's see if that comes out. I wonder if it's this guy who is 37. Oh, so this was the one we were looking at. That was 92. Nice. $56. So this at least shows us how far we have to go. And this is a point where the music is nice because it makes it a little bit easier because this thing is slow. But at least we can see it moving. I mean, you can look up and watch it move, but it's so slow it's almost hard to see it move. And it's done moving. Well, it already looks like it's moving a whole lot faster. And that is a much better result. So yeah, we gotta test it on the big 6x6. And then, after we know it's working, we need to work on getting it where it can hold an atmosphere. Which is, I'm gonna, oh, and I can kind of do that right now, technically. I still need to get a door. But I do want an airlock, because I do have to come in here and flip the switch to open and close it. Might be a better idea to move that switch to the outside. Something to think about why we do these tests. I want to probably move it 2 more. Alright, you know what? You've convinced me. I'm going to move it to this side. Okay, I don't know why it wouldn't let me place it there, but it wouldn't. Did not mean to jump. Hanger. Alright, now we got that on the other side, so... Ooh, that got worse, not better. Alright. It's moving, it's locked into that position. Now we just got to get it at its vertical angle. And now let's see if it's doing any better or worse. Frosty barrels. Sounds like they'd be selling alcohol if this game had alcohol. Probably a liquid trader or ice trader. 51. There we go. Now we can actually see that it's moving. Again, I prefer looking at it this way than that because while you can kind of see the gantry moving, it's very slow. And now I'm trying to remember what the percentage was. Was it 52 or 56? Either way, that was horrible. I really need to automate a script that helps find this easier as opposed to standing here, especially with the high-powered ones. In previous games, I've actually written code that linked all 3 satellites, so that way you could basically search with the small one, then refine with the medium, and then go to the big, but some of these you can't even see them without the big one. .42, that was much better. 37. That's right, 67 just. That's 37. So we want to go the other way. At least we're getting closer. Eight.
Hunger caution.
Come on, under 20. I believe 20 degrees is what I need for contact. Now we're down to 12 minutes. 24. Oh, nice. We were able to do it with 24. Let's see if the power holds out now. 5%. Watch that charge drop. I don't think we're going to make it with that. If I don't stop it now, it's going to just kill the charge. Alright, so we need to get a better... better than 24. The closer you are to the target, the less power it will need. Or, less power it will waste. 19. Let's see, if we go up 1. 20, so if we go down... No, I want to... 50. Five more degrees. Minutes left, and we're getting closer, but we don't have 500 seconds. At least this is regaining some of its charge. I need to build more of those for this. And it should be 16 degrees from contact. 16 seems to be worse, so let's try reducing the angle. Okay. I guess it's vertical. 15. Okay. 11. 9. 4. 2. 0. Best contact we can do. And watch that thing plummet, but it's going fairly quickly. It's already 30%. Halfway there. It's got to be close.
Hydration critical.
And contact made. Like I said, it was close. Alrighty. Let's see if this trader breaks our, because that's a big boy. If I design this, let's step out. If I design this correctly, that should fit. If I didn't, it's going to be a mess. I'm not used to it taking this long for them to land. But I'm not used to these big boys either. Alright, and now he's tacking his way in. And no collisions. Sweet. And what do you have to trade for? Nothing really good. And yeah. Bye-bye. Let's go eat and drink to celebrate that our system worked as we hoped it would. So now we just have to have an atmospheric set up so that way we can control the atmosphere in that room. Oh, wait. Food and drink is this way. Lovely french fries. Alright. So, we've cabled it up. We put controls for the door. We've even done the runway. Now we just need atmospheric manager. I'm thinking a large powered vent, so 3 powered vents kits. Some insulated pipe, because eventually we will need an air conditioning for it. But insulated pipes. And finally, insulated tank. Oh, that's not a good, that's not how it's supposed to work. Silicone, thank you. Let's start with the insulated tank. Powered vent. Electrum and N-bar. No, I'm starting to get low on Electrum. Luckily, that's an easy one to make. So we want 3 of these. While that's going on, do we have any spare insulated pipe laying? Yes, we do. 1. We're also going to need a lot of cable. Well, no, I can cheat. I can tie into the cable that's already on the roof for the hangar doors. And up we go. Oh yeah, I need to build door kits to a door kit and a whole. How much did you say? Sorry, brain spaz. I need to basically make a airlock for this. Rotate. There we go. Oh, I forgot. It's going to take more than just. Okay. What do we need? Wait. Is that? Oh, apparently the large only takes 2, not 3. The more you know. And what do we need to finish? Screwdriver and 2 electronic parts. Okay, that's easy enough to make. I just have to go back and do that. Let's put the pipe in to hopefully force it to do what we want. Why won't you go sideways? That's the orientation I wanted. Alright. Put that in there. And I think we're going to need more wire than I originally thought. So I decided to wire it this way instead. Two more cables, not bad. Actually, two more cables. I've already pulled all the spare cabling. And I need 2 electronic parts as well. I should expand the greenhouse, set up Larry's. We'll see how far we get, because goal today is getting those traders with atmosphere. Let me double check that. Oops. Come on. No, I didn't want Windows help. I wanted Stationpedia help. Power. Large power jack. And I'm going to need 4 plastic sheets. Make the plastic sheet while I'm thinking about it. One, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we'll just make another one. Alright. And now we need to make our 2 electronic rooms. Who's got the iron? There's the iron. Alright. Oh, and we need some wire. Get this finished up. Because this is supposed to be how you get the deluxe seeds and the deluxe items from the traders. Is you basically need to have an atmospheric setup for them. Leave it here for now. Grab the wire cutters. Splice it in. Alright. And you have to start hoping that I haven't exceeded the power grid's capacity. Because I have not been keeping track of how much power everything's been using. I need to make a proper airlock. Nope, let's just make the proper airlock now. Because if anything, the proper airlock, I could just start to pressurize that area. And that's how I get the ice to start to melt. Because at first I'm like, oh, I can just use the vacuum system to go into the tank, and I don't have to worry about actually having an airlock. No, I do. The other trick is, at some point, I'm gonna be an idiot. Door. I know that's gonna need to go to here. And pull those guys out. Vents. Want one active vent. One passive vent. Alright, now let's go do this simple airlock. Oh, I'm going to need more cable than that. You need so much cable in this game. And no, that's probably not going to be enough, because I'm probably going to have to run it all the way to the door, and then up the door. Let's get a good, like, 26. And then it's going to turn out I need 27, because stationeer math is always what you think you need plus 1. What the heck? There we go. Stupid McAfee. Alright. That up there, because I already know I'm going to need the wire cutters to splice into power. Oh! Turns out I don't need to go too far. Oh wait. Rethink. Not to mention that's the passive vent, not the active vent. I want the active vent. Actually, no. No, I do want the... Because anything that we're trying to keep in this room gets sucked into there. Anything we try to keep on this side is coming to this side. Gotcha. Alright. Now we put the door in. Actually, I put the wrong door in because... No, I'm just going to keep it as that for now. We will upgrade it later. Upgrading it to a proper electronic system requires me to actually put in not just the wiring, but also the controller. And right now we're just doing tests, so right now we're just going to stick with manual. And welcome, the 54 Bear. Glad you could join us again. And I needed iron sheet. Did I use up all my iron? I might have actually used up all my iron, but which does not happen often. Oh. Go. Let's get this made, and then I'm going to, after we get this working and I know that it's working, we can show our 54 Bear what we've done since the last time he saw the stream. Because if I remember correctly, last time you joined me, I was still working on getting the deep miner centrifuge thing set up. This up, open this up, and do the cheeky bit here. Actually, better cheeky bit. Now, the big question is, do we have any leak? Alright, pressure looks to be maintaining. Alright. We have a stable atmosphere, or stable pressure. So there's no leaks. It's not enough to count as an atmosphere for traders, but it's a start. I think we need a 20 kPa for it to be good. Come on. Finish melting already, and then we can see how well our system works and if we need to upgrade the sucking the atmosphere out of this room. Alright. Oh, I should really stand in the far corner. It would probably be better to actually speed that up. It works for now. It works at a decent speed for now. But I don't think people are going to want to sit here for 10 minutes while I wait for that to drain. I probably should put a proper advanced airlock so it does pipe from the room back into here. Because then we don't have to wait for it to finish. Yeah, I think that's the best thing. I don't have to upgrade that. That can work fine. I just need to make that an advanced airlock, and then we can just leave while it's doing its thing. And then I'll just have a light on the other side of the room that tells you when it's at full vacuum. It'll shut that off when it's at a full vacuum, and then I can open the door. Probably have multiple pressure sensors in the room just to know that we're actually at vacuum. Alright. So, let's just do a base tour. We have our power system, which is a nice long line of solar sensors. I probably should start a second row at some point so we're not just one long line. We do have this, I call this the emergency solar panel because it's tied in to feed power into here, because this is what controls our alignment. Takes data from this, goes into here, and goes down the line. Currently, my communications system is haphazard. We have the small, medium, and large array. The large array and the medium array have a dedicated battery to power them, because boy does this guy hog power. Here's our little training terminal. The printers up here are just a backup. Eventually I'm going to be moving these and this room somewhere else. This is what I call the life pod. So if all else fails, everything breaks, this is the emergency shelter. I have a backup advanced furnace, which is originally my proper furnace to begin with, but I left it intact up here with its own gas supply to be a backup in case anything went wrong. All that will be moved somewhere else because why I like keeping the emergency shelter, it's in the way of growth right now. I do plan on enclosing this bit into a hallway and have a proper communications room that will control all the satellites from the control room and have the satellites outside. That's one of my plans. This is our nice spiffy landing pad that we've been working on. It's a 7x7 with a 15 landing strip, and we just got the doors working today. This is the planned level for living quarters. As you can see, haven't made much progress on living quarters. We've been taking shelter in the plant area, which is level 10. Is where we have our pressurized area. I have yet to feed the breathable air up to this bit. We do have it where the waste gas comes out and it's powered. We have our plants that have been growing. We have our water and our water supply, which is still going pretty strong. The nice air conditioning that goes all the way up to the top to vent its heat. Our access point to get behind the wall and the roof so we can work on the room without having to depressurize it. Our to-do list. And as you can see, high priority is to get the Atmos manager for the trader. I think we've kind of accomplished that. Like, check, but we can do better because right now I have to fly up. We don't have any safeguards, and it's not even a full pressure yet. But it's technically built. We just have to improve it. On the medium priorities, we need to expand this. This has been a very functional growth area, but this is just keeping me alive, and that's all it needs to do. If I want to do a proper greenery, I need to expand it and build basically rooms for each type of plant and Larry's to harvest them. And as you can see, that's on the to-do list, as well as feeding the gas network into here. I need to set up a composter for water, an advanced oven, so I'm not just using this tiny microwave. Atmospheric manager for the greenhouse, because right now I'm manually adding the gases. In fact, what are the gas levels like? So as you can see, our CO2 level is starting to get kind of low. It's at 8.89%, which for now is fine. Our nitrogen's starting to get low at 5%. I need to come up with a nice management system so that way it maintains the CO2 and nitrogen and removes oxygen while maintaining pressure. Easy enough to do, just takes time. Low priorities, but things I want to do: make the living quarters, make the genetics lab, and build rockets. Oop, almost went without my suit. Then we have our production floor, which is still in its beginning state. We got its battery, we got the battery chargers, we got our wireless battery chargers to power all of our tools. We have our tier 2 printers. We have storage. This is our active advanced furnace with its gas management system and heater. And right now we have just this for our atmospherics. We have a single ice crusher that we've been using to take the oxygen and nitrogen out of oxide. As you can see, we have the tanks built for everything else. We have the tanks colored for everything else. But currently there hasn't been a need to manage gas because we've been mainly using degassed ore, because the deep miner ores are degassed. Now we have our mining level. We got our 3 deep miners going strong and going into this stacker, which then gets fed through this elaborate chute network to each of our centrifuges. We currently actually have 10 centrifuges built, but are currently only using 7.5. At some point I need to build a 4th deep miner, and then we will be using all 10 centrifuges. All the centrifuges are actually being controlled by this single IC10. It's a messy code. I need to clean it up, but it is using the hashnet. So as we can see, I've named all 10 centrifuges. I know there's a better way of coding this, but I'm able to control all the ICs, all the centrifuges with this one IC, and it's doing a decent job, so it's working. Then we go here. I just decided to use a computer to control the sorters, and we have a sorter per ore, and we named each of the silos so you know what's in it. And that's kind of where we're at. At a certain point, I need to move this vending machine, which has a data line all the way to the top level, so the trader can see it. I need to take this and move it all the way back here, and then have an IC linked to all these silos, so that way the vending machine constantly maintains a certain supply of the ores, so that way when I trade, it will replenish the vending machine for traders. And then at a certain point, I need to link that vending machine up to the advanced furnace, and then we can automate making ingots, which I'm not near that point yet, but that's the trick, is to have the vending machine in between so the traders can still see the ores, and then whatever system I design can use the vending machine to distribute the ores to the advanced furnace to be smelted. And that's kind of where we're at in this. So I hope you enjoyed that nice space tour. And I hope you can hear me fine. I have been having audio problems lately. So if you can hear me, please give a comment in the chat that you can hear me. In fact, on that note, because I've been having issues with Twitch, talk. Twitch has been messing with my audio. My last stationeer stream, it did mute sections saying that I was copyrighted music, which I don't use copyrighted music. I think I found what caused that. I think Spotify jumped playlists when I wasn't looking. But yeah, OBS and Twitch have not been playing well with me, so if you can't hear me, comment. If you can't, please comment. You can't. And I've received no comments either way, so I'm not sure whether Twitch is messing with me or if the person's just lurking. Lurking is perfectly okay. Okay, I'm not trading with anyone. It's also not, I'm gonna go Void Ventures, which is about to leave. Specialty alloys. I'm curious. And I see specialty alloys from the medium. Oh yes, in fact, very nicely. Please tell me I left the hangar door open. Yes, yes I did. Alright, trader, what do you have for me? And I did check, I do have audio. Alright. Alright, you buy ores, and right there shows that the system is working. And this guy sells all the ores. Alright, and now let's go make our money back with, let's see here, 500. Alright. Probably won't remember all that by the time I get there, but that's also kind of why I would like to have it where it automatically restocks it, because then I could just, worst case scenario, I just tell it to hold 200 of each ore and then just sell, wait for it to restock the vending machine down below, sell again, and do it that way. Alright, let's start with that. I believe the others was 400. And that's basically all my gold. Go, and let's do this, trade what we got, and see what it looks like. Food's at 35, water's at 45, air tank is close to half, which is still a lot. I'm actually surprised to see that heavy filter at 75. We've already burned through 25% of it, but we're on day 67, so it's going pretty strong. $500 sell. 500 sell. 50 sell. 350 sell. 400. So yeah, that actually regained us most of what we just spent, and we still got stuff we can sell. Let's move that pigling and there. And the others were 200 if I'm not mistaken. I don't even have 200 of. Can you tell where I made my money on the last trader? Alrighty. So yeah, I definitely should install that fourth deep miner, given that this trader just cleared me out of a lot of the ores. I should also probably come up with a name for this moon base. But that is something I'm not the greatest at, is naming things. Because right now it's just a ore mining moon base. We just grow enough food to feed ourselves, even though we're planning on growing more. And we're starting to become a trade hub, even though I wouldn't say one trading post makes us a trade hub. Yeah, look at that. We almost fulfilled everything he wanted. Bye-bye. Ooh, I actually want to try to nab that guy. Just so that way we know how much oxygen it's going to take to actually get one of these guys to work. And it will also be the proof of concept that, hey, no, we actually can do a atmospheric trader. I'm waiting for them to implement something like a trading reputation system where you have to build up a training reputation to get these bigger guys. Alright. It was at 70. Let's see where it goes now. We got 22 minutes to catch it, but with the large antenna being needed, it might take that whole time. Now, come to think of it, I'm not 100% sure that it requires the large one, so after we get this contact point and know whether it's higher or lower than 70, we'll see about moving on to the medium. So that's higher, so we wanted to go the other direction. So it looks like it can see it. Nope, already out of wrong direction, and we already know. You're gonna come back into the field of view. And while we're shut that off so we can conserve power. We can see it with the medium, but it's very hard. Welcome, Creative Luck. Please be better than 70. Nope, you're worse than 70. Go back to 72, was it? Or is that the first read is off? Because this should take us back to 70%.
Hydration critical.
Alright, so now we need to just focus on left and right. So we went from 210 to 213. Did that make an improvement, or did we go the wrong direction? I wish there was a way that this didn't take so long. I mean, I get why it does. Oh, very, very good adjustment. So, no, we want to go this way. "68 days without dying." Glad to have you with us, Creative Luck. Let's try fixing my super alloy script. Yeah, I haven't even started on my alloy script. It's on my list of things to do. I haven't got to it yet. I haven't even set up the vending machine to be the intermediate. No, wrong direction. I'm just gonna make it a nice. Because I don't think you were here for the base tour, but I just did the base tour and I showed how I need to move my vending machine that I'm currently using from trading from right in front of the elevator to where the ores are, and have a script control the silos to fill the vending machine. I do not think I will get to it this stream. How are we doing? I think this stream I'm going to be focusing on this trading platform and making sure that it's doing a good job. Because we got the hangar made, we got the door control wired up, we even have a system to give it an atmosphere. Currently, the atmosphere we can give it is only about 9 kPa, but it does give it an atmosphere. Okay. Are you going to move? We did learn that despite having this nice large battery to help power the thing, I probably need to put another one in. We do not want to make contact until we are dead on, because it does consume a lot of power, and that large battery just doesn't hold enough. I probably need to put more solar banks in just to help power this antenna, if I'm going to be using it more. Alright. We're getting much closer to the mark, and we may want to play with the vertical soon. Come on. That's another thing I wish we could speed up. I know you can technically speed up the elevators. I've never actually done it. But it would be nice if there was a way to speed that guy up. Oh, that's moving quickly. 23. Must have been dyslexic there, because I said 23, but it was 32, and I bet you it was 32 to begin with. 30. Alright, getting closer. Come on, you big lumbering beast. My normal alloy script works perfectly, but my super alloy doesn't for some reason. So I copied the normal script and put it into Notepad, then copied the super alloy script and put it into Notepad. Then Cody's temperature and pasted it and just for some reason it shows that I use morons. Yeah, I hate when you're like, I use the code and it should work and it doesn't. Oh, that got worse, so I want to go backwards and go up to 75. Ooh. Don't have any water on me, so you're just gonna have to suffer through it, homunculus.
Hunger critical.
$35. $30. I'm gonna go get food. Not that way, this way. Food and water. Because that breathing's getting on my nerves. I can only imagine it's getting on other people's. Wind's closed. Gee, I wonder why my avatar is in a bad mood. It's not like he hasn't been suffering from dehydration. Alright. Close the helmet. Mood is increasing. Okay. Oh, that's got you. You're getting the dying sound and surround sound then. All right, let's see here. 30, and I went down. If I remember. 65. There's part of me that wishes it displayed what your last percentage was, because a lot of times by the time it moves, I forgot. $60. $18. Whoa. So yeah, I definitely need to make another one of these batteries for this guy. Six. Let me see if that does it. I imagine it's not going to be. I imagine I might have overshoot and I have to go left and right. But let's see. Oops. Four. Four. Okay. 9. 8 to 9. good enough. Watch that power drop. But we should be good. Doors are open. Now we can shut that down and let the power start reclaiming. I don't have the mining chip on me because I'm like, oh, I'm not going to need to mine anytime soon. But we do need oxides. Let's go to our production floor. See if there's any oxides in that bag. If there's not, or maybe even if it is, we'll also look at grabbing that sensor chip. I do realize the irony of me saying I need to look for oxides when there's literally oxides right there. Let's see here, do we have anything in here? Yes, we do. No. Is there any oxides in this room? Nope. How many hours you got in this game? Let's see here, let me look at that. $633 hours. It's actually the game on Steam I have the most hours in. Oh, if you think that's a lot of hours, I've known people who have like 6 times that amount of hour in a game. They're like, oh yeah, it's not even the one I liked all that much. Now, the funny part is when you talk about stationeers, it's like, well, how many hours do you have in it? It's like, well, I have about 100 hours in the current version. I have about 100 hours in like the version from like 6 months ago. And I have 100 hours from last year's version. And they're all very different games. I was actually thinking about that earlier today. Because like, oh yeah, I used rockets in like 5 playthroughs. Yeah, it's not the rockets we use now. It's a completely different rocket design. Alright. Oh, I actually need to close it here. Close it. I'm going to be safe and close it on both doors. Alright. So, atmospheric trader, or trader that requires atmosphere. As you can see, they're on the pad, but no one's there. Because we got to make sure the atmosphere is breathable. So let's start giving it atmosphere. I know it won't be enough, so let's throw 2 stacks on the floor and see where that gets us. When did you pick up the game, Creative? In fact, that's a question I need to ask myself. When did I get stationeers? While we're waiting for this room to fill up, I will take a look at that. Keep loading. Yeah, so you have 110 hours in 2 months. That's not bad. Man, I'm going back through all the updates to see where I picked up the game, and I'm like, wow, yeah, it's updated quite a bit since I got the game. That's a lot of updates. And I think I missed where exactly I actually fall into that. Ah, it was sometime in July of 2022. So, I've been playing the game for 2.5 years. You're playing on your laptop and it's a pain because it's on its last leg. I would have been playing on a new desktop today if my CPU and case weren't delayed until the 17th. At least it's coming on the 17th. I am currently playing on a laptop that is about 3 years old. And at the present moment, I probably won't be buying a new computer until next year. Like next year, July, I think is when I can finally budget a new computer. The current thing I need to buy is, well, my wife and I have a honeymoon planned for May in Walt Disney World, and that is not going to be a cheap one because she wants to stay at a Disney hotel. If it was just a standard hotel, I would already have the money to pay for it, but the Disney hotel definitely raises it up a bit. And as you can saw, once we hit the partial pressure of oxygen, we now have a breathable atmosphere, and we had a human pop out, which is different than the standard robot trader. Robot doesn't need to breathe, so they can be in the vacuum, but human needs one. I don't know why she can't just wear a suit like the rest of us. Microwave, reagent processor, appliance, desk lamp left, portable air conditioning, weather station, portable generator, portable scrubber, auto lathe kit. But what do you want to buy? Well, if we want just $1 for electronic parts, that's kind of low. Alright, so I'm not impressed with all that. But we do have an atmosphere trading, and it does have enough atmosphere. Of course, now here comes the big question. Is my tank big enough to hold all this pressure? Or did I screw up royally by not having a big enough tank? I'm actually kind of worried about that. Let's see here. What's a good way to know where we can abort? Well, we just got too low for her. Okay, we're only at 19 megapascals. If I remember correctly, we can go up to 60. Or did we just lose the tank? I think we just blew our storage tank. No, the tank's holding strong. Must just be particle effects. Oh, I know what happened. I went off the pipe. That confused me. Alright. It was supposed to initially be here on the 3rd. Yeah, around this time of year, it's always questionable whether things will be here on time. It's one of the things I've tried to talk to my mother-in-law about. Sometimes she's like, "Oh yeah, it'll say it'll be here on the 3rd." I'm like, I wouldn't like stake your life on it, because around the holidays, it's real easy for a shipment to get delayed. There's always a chance someone will go throw it into a gorge. And those not familiar, like last year, I think it was last year, there's a story about the FedEx driver who basically was throwing all the packages into a gorge instead of delivering them. Alright. Alright. Well, let's see. I think I know how this is going to work. Because I'm like, wait, how am I going to dismiss her if she's in there when all this is open? And I think the answer is I push them. Yep. Nitro. Gee, yes. Gee. And I see that 5x5 on the medium. Yes, I can. So we're going to try it with the medium. Oh, we can already interrogate him. That makes me think he's a seed trader. And seed trader is what I'm interested in. Because right now there are seeds that I do not have, that the only way to get them is by trading. Most of the other stuff, I think all the other things you buy and trade, you can just make yourself if you have the right ores. But seeds, well, seeds and eggs. Alright, so you are a seed trader. Watermelon, thank you very much. Blueberry, thank you very much. No strawberries? Be gone. Yeah, strawberries was the other one. I'm just thrilled that we know that the atmospheric trading bay works. Large teller systems. So yeah, 30 minutes. We're not going to have another trader. All right. So I think we can check that off the list. We have an atmospheric management system. It's not the greatest in the world, admittedly, but it does the trick. Speaking of which, how much pressure is in this tank? 9 megapascals. could have sworn it was reading higher when I checked it earlier, but I might just be misremembering. So 9, that's plenty of space. And we're good. Eventually, I want to clean up this bit and make it nicer, but I think the next thing I want to do is actually enclose everything. Some of these are iron, and I don't want to make more iron. So, do that kind of here. Yeah, I think I'm just going to replace them with steel, so... Go wrench. Grinder. Come on, grab it. Welder. Oh. Oh. If I weld you up, will you still see the day? Yes! By magic, our daylight sensor can see through the iron. Oh, that was a steel frame. Okay, sweet. Alright. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just go make quite a bit. Because I want to get the upper deck enclosed tonight. Yeah. While we're waiting for that to make it, I'm going to go grab myself a drink from the kitchen. I will be right back. And I'm back. Oh, look at all those frames. I'm sure I will use them all. Go fourth wall, because it's easy. I just find it funny how it throws it. There's the stacker. Let's just go there. Alright. So now, it's a little bit cleaner because it's not throwing it all over the place because I'm actually using a stacker. Whatever shut you up. I can shut you down. While we're thinking about it, let's exchange our oxygen tank and our nitrogen tank. Why that's hurting, let's go up and get some food, drink, and air out our suits. And while we're there, we can update the board. I know what else I got to put. That's what we're currently working on. I know there's supposed to be a way to harvest faster, but I've never mastered it. I think most of my areas need better power storage. I mean, when I set this up, it was just okay, I'll put a large battery at each level, and from there we'll figure it out. The way they report damages had me almost have a heart attack. Because I thought it said health at 27%, not damage at 27%. But you're right, I also need to put on that board that I need to make another battery. I'm going to need to make more electrum. Steel, electrum, silicone, gold. So yeah, I just need more electrum now. Alright, let's see if this is enough to get us where we need to go. My advanced furnace setup uses the CO2 from the furnace exhaust. I got a system to preheat the CO2 to 1900 Kelvin and send it some of the gas to a tank that did it. Wow, you're using 10 pipe heaters? Yeah, that's a lot of power. Okay. You know, one of the tricks that you could do is instead of using pipe heaters, just go to the surface, run a crap ton of corridors with the glass walls, because glass walls, when sunlight hits them, generates heat, and you can actually get passive cooling that way because heat comes in but doesn't leave. But wow, 10 pipe heaters, it seems like an excessive amount of pipe heaters. I hope that you have a system where it like shuts off all those pipe heaters once it reaches a certain temperature limit. Start putting up the walls. I probably should expand on this later. Yeah, I got the whole system on a 1 ICT. So I'm assuming you're using a hash. Are you doing them as a hash for each one, or are you doing them just as all pipe heaters? True. That's a valid point that it takes forever to heat up the gas. I'm used to having the gas basically heated up to a certain point, and then I'm just trying to maintain a temperature. Oh. I can access the controls through a wall. I was actually worried about that. And I'm going to try to preserve the pod. So the pod gets its own nice little special area. Yep, I didn't mean to jump. I meant to grab you. Okay. I've designed similar systems. I think I picked nitrogen to be my heating gas. I'm trying to remember if that I think nitrogen was the gas that had the best specific heat. So that way it would take the less amount of energy to heat up to temperature. Like, the sad part is at the beginning of this playthrough, I actually had like worked out a bunch of math that I ended up just going, oh, never mind, I'm using degassed ores. I don't have to worry about it, because I was actually going to run dual furnaces, one to degas everything and pull out all the excess gases, and then a second one that was just going to have the nitrogen that was heated. You got more CO2 than nitrogen. I'm on the moon. Well, I'm going to be honest. I'm on the moon, and I have probably more nitrogen than anything else, but that's because, well, I take that back. I have more oxygen than anything else, and nitrogen's just a waste product from processing all the oxide. But I'm primarily using degassed ores, and as discussed on Mamu's, I butchered his name, stream, I haven't worked on my gas filtration because since I'm now using degassed ores, I really only have to manage my oxides. Something I'm probably going to regret at a certain point. But I figure once I get my composter up and running, and I start making volatiles to turn it into water, the hydrolyzer doesn't do a perfect job, and you get other gases from it. And then I'm going to have to start managing all the gases and dealing with things like pollutant and CO2 and stuff like that. In my mindset, I just want to heat up the CO2 because, well, the CO2 is what's going to be feeding my plants, and the plants are going to be turning that into oxygen and vice versa. I typically balance the CO2 and oxygen, and usually I do have to worry about nitrogen in the beginning, but then once I get the composter up nitrogen, I get more nitrogen than anything else. Because the soybeans is the only thing that consumes the nitrogen at that point. Alright, well, I'm going to need a lot more. What day are you on the moon, may I ask? Because we're only on day 70 here. Oh, wow. Congratulations for making it 283 days. How many deaths did you get in that 283 days? Oh, good job. I know veteran players who, at 283 days, have usually done something stupid. Heck, I've done stupid things. I mean, this suit is damaged. I never bothered to repair it. This suit is even damaged. You do that at the wrong time, in the wrong situation, you die. And I'll be honest, I don't run, and you know what? Fate has a way of when you're like, oh, I don't need to worry about it. Yeah, you do. I'm going to start carrying around duct tape just because I don't want to get too cocky. Again, I have damaged suits, so I've already gotten too cocky a few times. This is my second world, my first world. I stopped day 20, didn't die, but knew I could do better. Yeah. I don't think I've ever died on the moon. I don't think I've died on Mars. I have a lot of corpses on Venus. And I'll be honest, about 90% of the corpses on Venus was because waste tank full. So the moment the waste tank gets full, you lose air conditioning and it can burn your lungs. Yeah, I was worried about that. Pull you out. Pull you out. Let's give it its proper. It didn't jiggle when I put the first bit in, so I was hoping I could get away with it. Four deep miners, 10 electric centrifuges, which I think might need to add more. Are you saying you need more deep miners or more centrifuges? There it is. Even though I don't technically need it. Because if the math holds, those 10 centrifuges should hold out the 4 deep miners. But if you need more deep miners, that's valid. Alright. Alright, I think that's everything. Now let's find moment of truth. What does the atmospheric say? Are we in a room? Yes! I might need more centrifuges, but I've been watching Dirty Aura goes through those windows. Alright, we got 4 minutes for the reset. Alright. And I've watched a few other people stream that a lot of people agree that 2.5 seems to be the math. And again, with this setup, it was pretty much, I did it. These guys were up to 7 were running at full tilt, and this guy was only running at half tilt. Of course, now that they basically empty out when they're full, it's hard to keep track of that. So, who's the gold? Or copper? Gold. There you are! So, for those who aren't aware, in a previous stream, it fell through the floor. And then I thought it was lost forever. Apparently at one of these reloads, it reloaded properly. What do I have in you anyway? Are you the oxygen? Yeah, you are the oxygen. Oh no, not in the damage one.
Hydration
It'll just
critical.
leak out. Alright, what was I thinking? I got sidetracked. Get some food and water. Oh, that's right, I needed to make electrum, but my centrifuges and deep miners haven't replenished since I sold everything. Do I have the right sensor lens in? Yes, I have the right sensor lens in. Alright, so let's go look for gold and silver. Oh! Okay, I know how I'm gonna get out. Like, how am I gonna get out? I didn't put a wall to... Because I'm like, oh, I have deep miners. I don't need to leave my base anymore. Yes, yes, you did. I do get frustrated at times that silicone and silver look very similar until you get close up. I don't know how many times I'm like, oh, that's silver, and then you get close up and it's silicone. My next project's going to be a pretty big project. So what's going to be your next big project? And there's some gold. Automatic. Yes, that's probably going to be my next big project as well. is expanding my greenhouse and automating. Especially since we now know the code that will work for it. So, silicone. I think that's silicone. Water. That's something I'm probably going to have to collect at some point and get going. But I'm actually trying to see if I can get fairly far not using water ice. I want to see if I can do it with just the starting water and a composter. I'm still rocking my starting 3x202. Yeah, no, that's fair. Okay, there we go. That's silver. I do find it funny how, as you play, your plans change, because initially I was not planning on having my kitchen in the plant room like I have. I really need to install a door somewhere. But again, my plan is not to really leave the base now that the deep miners are up and running. But I left the base nonetheless. So yeah, I really need to have that doorway somewhere. Plus, I also have to remember I will be upgrading power at some point. But yeah, I was actually thinking level 15 was going to be the living area that had all the kitchen and all that, and I haven't even put in anything in level 15 yet. Trying to remember if it was a pressure or a temperature max. Okay, it was just a pressure max. I mean, yeah. Process the silver, then the gold. Yeah, like I said, the thing I always end up needing to leave is, yeah, for nickel, cobalt, silver, sometimes gold, because most of the time I'll end up selling it to a trader and be like, oh, I needed that. How long ago did I sell it? Oh, not long enough for it to refill. Darn it. Let's flush the gases, because I know the gas can be hotter. I had forgotten, these aren't my normal ores. They are got gas in them. Which, on that note, about them having gas... Okay, you're good. Because I even had an argument with myself. Oh, do I need to worry about this tank? And I'm like, oh, No, I don't have to worry about it. I'm using degas stores. It's not going to get any, it's not going to have any problems. And then I just go and throw in ores with gas, and I'm like, oh, I forgot. I'm used to operating with degassed ore. Not enough copper to do too. Oop, I didn't mean to do that. I forgot about these. At some point, I probably should put these in the sorting system. How much you want to bet? Next time I need gold, I will forget these are even in there. I got plenty of iron, coal. I got like 144 stacks of coal, 170 stacks of iron, but then it drops quickly. Copper 40 stacks, silicone 17. Yeah, that does seem to be the distribution of the deep miners. Probably because they figure you're going to be going through a lot of steel and a lot of coal just to do the coal generators. But if you look, yeah, a lot of iron, a lot of hydrocarbon. The next big contender is copper, then silicone, and then it basically goes to lead, gold, and then it cuts in half again. So, very little uranium. I've actually been keeping the uranium. And it shows you how little uranium, since this has been running for a long, long time. Oh, I finally have a stack of uranium. So, yeah, it's been running for probably 60 days, and it just hit a stack of uranium. I do have a mod that adds the RTG. It takes 1,000 uranium, though. So, if it took me this long to get 50 uranium, it's going to take me forever to get 1,000. Oh, it is based on the planet. Okay. I wasn't sure on that one. Okay. Make some parts. How many for the battery? 2. My deep finers so far have got me 300. Yeah, and you're at 200 and what was it? 283 days, and you're just over 300 grams. So it take like 2 years to mine up enough uranium. Actually, it'd probably take more than 2 years to mine up. It'd probably closer to 3 years to mine up enough uranium to make that RTG using just the deep miners. I'm going to need more heavy cable. I thought I had more, but I never restocked it. Let's go make more heavy cable. We'll wire that up. And then hopefully next time we go to use the big dish, we won't have to be so picky with our power. Well, for a really long time, I wasn't using all the dirty ore. I put a flip-flop chute on half of the centrifuges instead of an overflow chute. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's a very easy mistake to make. Yeah, as you can see, the RTG, a lot of uranium, which also means it produces a lot of pollutant, and then a lot of advanced alloys. So it's not a cheap thing, so it's kind of hard to take advantage of it. Oh, that would be harsh. One more cable to do it. Yeah, that was my primary, my first real objective in this playthrough was to get that deep miner up. Yes, it also because there's actually two mods. One adds the uranium ingot and the other adds the RTG, but the one that adds the RTG requires you to have the uranium ingot mod. Alright. So now we have a second battery that can start charging up for when we do decide to power this guy up. All alloys. Well, okay. You are not the trader I am looking for. Alrighty. I'm not liking this corridor. It does the job, but I want to put windows in. Because given the rest of my base is underground, I think this definitely should have a lot of the windows and displays as much as possible. But at the same time, I'm going to have to start setting up refrigeration ACs, air conditioners, to manage that if I do that. Alrighty. Oh wow, I just now saw the time. I've been having too much fun with you guys, and I just realized that it is 11:47 my time, and I do have work tomorrow. Sadly. Let's come in here and we technically enclose the upper level. So that's off the list. Move vending machine. Low priority is IC10 fill or vending machine. Alright. Larry's. Alright. So, next stream, which will be next week, we definitely want to move the vending machine. Make it easier to get the ores there. I might look into the IC10 code to fill them. I've never used IC10 code to control a silo or a vending machine. It might be easy, it might not be, I'm not sure. I need to look into that. But actually, I want to get... let's see here. Grass and composter. So I think that will be the focus next stream, is to get the switchgrass going, get a Harvey on the switchgrass, and have it feeding into a composter, so that way we can start getting volatiles, so that way we can start making our own water. And that's probably going to take the whole stream, because it's not just getting the Harveys and the switchgrass set up, it's not just getting the composter set up, it's also getting the H2 combustor set up. You got to get the cooling system set up to take the steam and turn it into cool water. And I'm debating whether I want to even set up a Stirling generator, which I've never done a Stirling generator before. You take the heat from the steam and turn it into power. So, a lot of things we can do, but I think if I sit there and just give the priority of get the switchgrass and the composter, it will lead into all those other things, and that will probably take the full 3 hours. So I want to thank you for joining me. Thank you for spending your time with me. If this is the type of stuff you like, please give me a follow. You don't have to, but it does help me out. And until then, I will see you. Oh, I do have a stream tomorrow with my niece. We do Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. And on Mondays, I do Icarus. Since I'm streaming with my niece on Sundays, thank you, Creative. Since I stream with my niece, I kick the time to 7 to 9 instead of 9 to midnight. My normal streaming hours, I call them my insomnia hours. It's the hours between when my wife goes to bed and when my brain finally goes, okay, you can go to bed. But tomorrow's special because it's streaming with my niece. I do it so my niece can see me play Legend of Zelda. And she's disappointed that I had to give up Subnautica. So we'll see whether I do Breath of the Wild after we finish Echoes of Wisdom, or if I switch it to Subnautica to make her happy. But thank you for joining me. I hope to see you next time. And until then, have a good evening.